who was killed through a senseless murder that really wasn't necessary. And we're going to get into that story and see how that happened, who he was, and things of that
Yeah.
nature. But there he is. That's Maurice Reese Torrance right there.
AKA Sam Chisel, AKA Ovis Johnson, AKA No Money, AKA O Money.
I know that's right. Hey, everybody, give them a warm welcome, y'all. You know what I mean?
Thank
Throw
you.
those likes
Thank you.
up. Throw
Right.
those thumbs up. Welcome them.
Like something hit the heart button for my man real quick.
Appreciate it.
But those
Thanks,
hearts
y'all.
up, everybody.
So how we want to get into this is I want you to describe who your son was, and I don't want you to sugarcoat it. I want you to give the good and the bad of who he was, and,
Okay.
and then we'll get into what happened. But just tell us who he was first off.
First of all, my son, he was the middle, like you said. He's very close to me. He was the most vulnerable at the time, but he also, he had this little badness about him that everybody always said your son was bad, but I always told him he's not bad. He's ambitious, and he was the type of person that he was a leader. He just he debates. He want to know if you're wrong. He want to know if he's right. Like he just was a all around person. He was a ladies' man, of course, and he's very smart. And out of all of my sons, he was like the most. I would say I used to make fun of him, call him he about to be a gymnast because he's very neat. He wasn't a lazy type. He's very good in school. He loved playing basketball. His favorite sport was football. And as he got older, he liked to rap.
Okay, so can you go into that day? How everything transpired, or even before that day, because you knew the situation before it happened. So if you could just go
Okay.
what happened and describe what happened.
All right. My son, he was a hustler on this block, and I, try to talk him out of it because my son been with me most of his life, and we kind of like I took him away from the hood. We was living in Parkview and Yate in the suburbs, and a close family friend of mine gave him a taste of the hood. So what happened was, years later, he became a hustler. I didn't like that. I tried to talk to him, and this particular day, this guy, he go by the name. Well, I'm not gonna say his name, but this guy, he grew up with us, Sid.
Right.
And I remember telling my son, stay away from this guy. This was 2 years ago. I remember telling my son, stay away from this guy. He's bad news because he already committed murder in a different state. So I know what he was about, and he's real slimy. So to fast forward the whole situation, it was over gambling, man. Like my son staying, on 10 toes.
Right.
And it was gambling, and the guy actually lost, and to the point where I think it was his rent money or whatever, and the young guys that was playing my son, they all won against this guy. So this guy was mad, and he wanted his money back. So everybody, it's called like cutting a check if you guys don't understand. Everybody wanted their money back. Well, one gave him his money, and he came to my son. My son was like, "Hell no, you lost. You lost like a man." So everything since that day, 2 days later, expired. The thing just got out of hand, and wouldn't nobody tell me because I always checked with my son.
Right.
Wouldn't nobody tell me that my son had beef with this guy? Because if I knew that, or if I think this guy knew that he was my son because of the respect I have in the neighborhood, I don't think it would went this far. So by me saying that is on that day, mind you, I don't know that he has beef with my son. On that day, this guy was washing his car. I'm talking about the murderer. He was washing his car. I pulled up on him. I literally pulled up on him. Got out the car. You know how I am, Sid. I'm a happy person. I shake everybody's hand.
Right.
Pulled up on him. I seen this fear in his face, but I didn't know what it was from. So I gave him a hug, gave him a pounding. As I was walking to my car, my truck locks every time I get out my car and it runs. So I asked the guy, yo, can you unlock my door from that side? He actually reached in my car and unlocked my door from that side. I get in the car. So, I said, what's up to him? That was that. I get in the car, goes home, play my game. 2 hours later, I got the whole 60th Street running in my house, telling me my son just got shot. So I gets around there. He's already at the hospital, and I hear a story, but I don't hear the story from the people on the block. I don't hear it from his best friend. I don't hear it from his other friends. I hear the story from the guy that lives down the block down the tracks, which is Chest Avenue. He just got murdered the other day. God rest his soul. He pulled me to the side and told me what happened. So it's 4 stories to it. One is my son was coming there to make a sale, and the guy called him up the street, and they had words, and my son's supposed to had pulled the gun out on him. He didn't. They said he clenched it, but he didn't pull it. Now, I'm not trying to express violence, but everybody know my son. If he would have pulled the gun, he would have used it against the guy. Right. But being as though my son turned his back, the guy shot him in his back, turned around, shot him in his chest, and the gun hit his lung. So he died instantly right then and there. But they couldn't find him for like 5 to 10 minutes or whatever. And so I'm thinking to myself, I didn't hear nothing from nobody from the Reinhardt block, the block he got murdered on. I didn't hear anybody tell me anything, but the guys down the street. So when we got to the hospital, when you get to the hospital, when somebody's murdered and they need somebody to come down and talk to you, they sit you in this room. But it was me and his mother. She didn't know. Once they pointed me to the room, I knew he was gone. But it took me, everything in me, to tell. I couldn't tell. I wanted the doctor to tell her. Right. But they had us in this room for 15 minutes. And all I'm thinking is, I already know he's gone. Right. Because with Luther, they took his dad into them, so I knew. So I already know he's gone. So she's saying, I wish they hurry up, come down so we can see what's wrong with him so we can go. But I never told her that our son is gone. So when they told us that, everything went blank from there. So then the second story, how it happened, is like this guy we grew up with. And
so
there's no reason.
Hold on. So him growing up with us and going to school with us makes him twice the age of your son, right?
Exactly. So, and I've been around this guy. I was going to try to get him down with the music or get him down to write a book or something because, you know how we do. We into a lot of things, positive things. And and then his accomplice, everybody that loves Mary and everybody that was against Mary was in 2 different sections. So as the detective called me, I had more information from the streets than what the detective told me. Right. So the guy then dropped his wallet, dropped the gun, dropped his keys, dropped everything in a lot. And a friend of mine's parents seen him run through the lot and drop the stuff. They have videotape of him leaving the scene. But it's like nobody want to tell or what happened or tell me what happened or tell the police what happened and how exactly it happened. Right. But in the favor of the Lord, I prayed. So September the 18th, he was captured by somebody tipping the police off. I'm not going to say her name. She called the police, and he was at the same exact spot that I was looking for him at. So that's what happened. Over gambling said.
Right. You got any questions, Judge?
Yeah, man. Well, first of all, thanks for telling your story. And we really appreciate it.
First time I told it, Judge.
For real.
Yeah.
Yeah, we appreciate that, man, and definitely support you in that. What I would like to know, this guy, how old is your son?
My son was 22, turning 22, yeah. Birthday was in March.
This guy was twice his age. Mm-hmm. All right. Okay. Now, what actually has he been charged with?
Right now, he's charged with murder, attempted murder. He has. I don't know that when the detective called me, they'll let me know. But I know that he's down for my son murder, He's down for other robberies. He's down for other killings in different states.
Okay.
And I know that from the street. The detective
Gotcha.
had told me, yeah.
It was something that you said that was very interesting. You said when he got see, sometimes some things work in favor. And you said that he was actually in the same place you was going to look for him at, but the tip came through, so the police got to him before you did. How do you feel? Like, honestly, do you wish you would have got to him before them, or are you glad to see him locked up?
Judd, since March, I've been at that location almost every day. And I think God didn't want me to do what I was intending to do to this guy.
Right.
So from March to now, I was 2 steps back from this guy. And it took the police, I think, like 2 days to get him. So I guess I can sleep now, I say. I can sleep now. Okay. I can definitely sleep now.
So with the another message that I want to get out is a lot of these young guys be running around with their friends, and their friends supposed to be doing this and holding them down and doing this and that. Has any of his friends ever said anything to you to like they were going to help or to tell you what was going on?
I'm a man of psychology. Like, I can look you in your eyes and tell and see if you're lying to me, most likely. And I've seen so many fear in these young guys' eyes. Right. And everybody said the same thing, Chick. I said, everybody, like, we gonna do this, da, 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 da. But the women was behind me more than the fellas. I can tell you that much. Right. You know, and the point you saying, like, no. Everybody had their own agenda. Everybody, cried, and the ritual, everybody was just, and then the next day, celebrating the next day, whatever. But my opinion, and I know you guys is watching, I might, have enemies after this, but my opinion is, in some favor, I don't think they give a hell. Right. I really don't. Like, it's so much story to this story that I'm trying to get it out. I'm gonna get it out before I leave this set. Right. But nah, nobody cared. I don't think anybody really cared as much as they needed to.
Right. And how are you coping? Because a lot of times people want to come to you and say that they're sorry, but nobody understands the pain and the trauma that you're actually going through unless they're going through it. So even them coming around, it's not really, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But how I'm coping with it, you know what Tick said? I'm a sensitive person, so I'm gonna say it like this. I had 3 people unexpectedly, like, I know my friends, but close. These 3 people are Junebug, Ali, and a guy called Sid. And these 3 stuck with me through this whole thing. Ali and Junebug was next to me the whole thing. And I was going through it. I didn't know I was ready to, do some things to a lot of people. I had to drop on a lot of people. I had money out on a lot of people's heads. But this one guy named Sid T. Taylor, he brought this idea to me about RU tournament, which is coming up soon. He brought that to me, and that took my mind off a lot of hatred and a lot of time spending up in New York, or North Philly, I should say. And then when I met Judd, reading Judd's poems about how that black man can actually sit there and write something nice about another black man that's doing it, Judd. When I read those and how you wrote about T and how you wrote about other people, that inspired me. Like that brought the hatred down, because you showed me that it's okay to compliment another man. That's what the young people need to understand. It's not you, excuse my language, it's not you dick riding, not you on nobody, top, or you like that nigga, you hate that. No, you complimenting the man, and I'm sure T felt good about that, but I felt as good as T felt about you writing about him and writing about the other man. So it's like, that would calm me down.
Go ahead, Karen, you got a question?
Yeah. You said that you have other children.
Yes, Karen. Yes.
Okay. How are they coping with what happened? How is that making you more protected with them because of what happened? I mean, that has to have, like totally changed your view on everything when it comes to your other children.
Believe it or not, Karen, this my other children's state of mind was very different from my middle son. Like
Hmm.
my middle son, he wanted to get to that age. He wanted to be a grown up, an adult, and run the streets quickly as possible.
Okay.
My oldest son and my youngest son, they still into video games. One is into going to work, high school. He don't bother nobody. His name is Yamir, the oldest one, and my youngest old Reese.
Hmm.
And Yamir, he's into the tech stuff, so he really don't come into the city neighborhood or whatever. And the other one, Reese, he likes sports and it keeps him busy.
So
So
they're coping with the loss of their brother.
in their
Okay.
own way, it's like they both have my shyness, and I don't want to talk to nobody type feeling. But when we talk about it, I spend a lot of time talking about it and how they feel. And the oldest one, of course, he's going to hide it, and he has his own space where he breaks down. But I call him almost every day.
Right.
Mm.
Right.
And then the other one, he's spending my money up on video games, so I don't.
And
I
and
got one of
the
those too.
mom, how's the mom? She's coping okay? Because the boys are with her.
uh, well, the one is two different mothers.
Okay.
So the mom, she's okay. The one,
She's
my
okay.
youngest one, yeah, she's okay. She really
Okay.
didn't know my middle son as much, but
Yeah. And I'm not being nosy when I ask
mhm,
that. I write about mental health,
mhm,
about mental illness, and I know it's traumatic things such as these that will cause it, because when we grieve, not everybody know that you're grieving. You know what I'm
okay,
saying?
yeah, yeah,
Especially when it's adolescence like that, and
yeah,
then when we grieve as adults, we don't know how it is affecting them. So
yeah.
that was my questioning on that. So
Okay,
I'm so sorry about your loss, and your family do have my prayers.
thank you, thank you, thank you.
Hey, I got a question for you, big dog.
Mhm.
This is it's a little deep, but I want to know, like, as a father, just that relationship, because I can tell, I know you obviously the great man that you are. You know what I mean? And
Thank
I
you.
know how you carry it. You're a stand-up guy. Have you felt your son's presence yet? Like, has he contacted you in any way?
Yes, yes, he has. He a lot of times. Yeah, he definitely. One time, like he was in all white, and you talking about Mayor, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You talking about
Mm-hmm.
Mayor? Yeah, he was in all white, and he was just smiling, and I was like, you passed away, right? And he
Wow.
just looking at me. I'm like, you know what the day is, right? And he said it was what, like it was September or something. He like, yeah. And then I woke up, and I woke up smiling. Then there was
Word.
another time where he came at me as a little boy saying daddy. Like the way he say daddy, he always said it the same way, no matter from 12 to 20. And he was just a young man saying dad. I'm like, damn, how you get that young? Like,
Mm-hmm.
then he ran on his bike and he ran up these steps, and then I woke up. Like, yeah, I
That's
definitely
awesome, man. That is
yeah.
dope. Also, I wanted to speak on this. The guy who did that, he shouldn't have been on the streets anyway. He's a damn he's a psychopath, a sociopath. He got all these bodies counting. So instead of, and now I'm gonna say it just like I'm gonna say it like I mean it. Instead of these racist cops looking to shoot innocent people, why don't they do their damn job and get people like him off the streets? You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
Yeah.
yeah.
You know. Moving forward,
Mm-hmm.
two-part question. What can we do to stop this senseless violence amongst? I've been looking for this because I do a lot of stuff in our community. I have not found the answer, and maybe I just need some guidance. What can we do to
Oh,
stop?
I
Huh?
got you. Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
I'm glad you said that. Let me get this book real fast.
All right, bet. Sounds good.
Let us know in the comments if y'all got any questions.
Yeah, please do. See here, my man. Okay. So I got my book right here. Say I ain't playing with that.
Right.
All right. All right. I got you. I wrote like a lot of topics down. What I think we can do is first, as men, we're doing our job.
Mm-hmm.
I think we gotta the youth, like it's like the youth killing each other. We gotta educate. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? We gotta educate. I know everybody keeps saying, women keep saying, need a father around, need a father around, need a father around. All right, so they said at the front and behind every strong man is a black woman, right?
Right.
So my thing with that is, women, we need y'all to come to the front with us. We
Mm.
definitely need y'all to come to the front with especially the women. Like, cause I'm gonna get an example. I ain't saying no name. I know a lot of women, and Sid can back me up on this. We came from a block that was nothing but women and children. Nothing but women and children. And in my past, I sold drugs, of course. And I always gave back. Like, no matter, I know it was bad, but it was always single women and the way they treat their children. I used to step up, like, while you in school, did you brush your teeth? Like, I used to be that man to 1,000 children. There's 1,000 kids out there on my block. Right. And it helped some of them, it got to some of them. It ain't get to all of them, but you had the women like, thank you, thank you, thank you, and they want to hold relationships or whatever, but it wasn't about that. It was about me being raised by my mom by herself.
Right.
And how I became, man, I didn't have my dad as much as everybody else. But I had my friends. I had Mike. I had T.
Right.
I had them. You know what I'm saying? I had my friends. I had a male figure from teachers or whatever. I didn't have a dad. So when they make the excuse that dad is not in the home, all right, you got uncles. You got cousins. And you might have the women, if they step it up with us now and not just leave that out on us, stop taking us to child support, but this and that, stop getting jealous of over stupid stuff, then that will help break down the bonds. Like right now, you can get a gun anywhere.
Right.
Be like, you see your nephew, you see him on the wrong path, you see your neighbor's son, see him on the wrong path. You know what I'm saying? Let them know that ain't good. Like, I see everybody smoking weed, everybody popping pills. These young boys got blackest lips, the blackest fingertips, and you know how I am. I'm loud spook. You know what I mean? I'll be out there like, yo, what are you doing? Yeah, I make it known. I make myself seem like, young boys, you ain't got to be like that.
Hey, I got a question for you, O. So you said you was taking care of all these thousands of kids.
Yeah.
So you still got some of that money left over? Because I need some. I need to hold some. You know what I'm saying? Hey, look, take care of that. Hey, look, AT, he's like all the women wanted a relationship. You know what I mean? He had that bag.
That was the devil money. You know that don't stay long.
I already know.
You know that's fast and quick and dirty.
Oh, yeah.
But I think this education, like, they don't even want to go to school, man. Just being in your neighbors. If you see your neighbor's son, it should be back like my mom and them said, take a village.
Right.
Or you can get your ass whooped by your neighbor. And then they like, I'm gonna tell my mom, she'll tell you, go ahead and tell your mom, you whooped his ass? Yeah, okay, thank you.
I'm gonna whoop your ass too, yeah.
Exactly.
That's right.
Like, okay, thank you. And you know what I'm saying? Now you got, why you putting your hands on myself? We don't need that. We need to, as a community, we need to come together.
Right.
But it's so much, I'm only speaking of Philly because I don't know about Philly. It's just so much trending the wrong way. If you're different, you're corny. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Just so happens me saying us, we different, but we not corny. You know what I'm saying? But they think about it. I ain't got to be gangster, Judge. I ain't got to steal your gun. I ain't got to steal your gun. I ain't got to cuss at you. I ain't got to have a mean mug. You know what I'm saying? I'm much of a man as that gangster that when they cussing at you, that man with that gun by smiling at you. I think I'm more of a man by walking away because I know the outcome.
I agree with you, brother. I agree with
You know
you.
what I'm saying? I know the outcome. Most
I agree
likely I'm
with
gonna
you.
win, and I still won't touch that
Still
phone.
gonna
You know what I'm saying?
lose. You
I
can
still
win and
go the
still
other way.
lose with the possibility of
Exactly.
losing. Yeah. And losing everything. Yeah.
So it's like we just need more people to be like outspoken, but we got all these men. I'm not knocking nobody down or whatever. We got all these men talk about it, but not being about it too.
No doubt.
So I can actually say I'll be about it. You know what I'm saying? I'll be about it, Judge, when I say that. I don't, yeah, we need to, no, I'm in the community.
No question.
I see the young boys, what you doing, man? Why are you stealing that? Hun, let me pay for it. What you going to owe me? Because you know what you're going to do? You're going to go to school. You're going to do this and that. Oh, damn, your feet. What's wrong with your feet, man? Why you got no sneaks on? Like the little things that works, like brushing your hair. You know what I mean? Doing like looking neat. You feel good, do good. You know what I'm saying? But if you got the bummiest shit on, you might be like, I'm a thug, I want to be gangster. No, it don't go like that.
Right.
It's all about us getting together, man. And there's a lot of us together now. We doing right. Like my whole team, God bless, my whole team is okay now. Everybody trying to do what they need to do. I take my hat off to my whole team. You part of my team too, so I take my hat off to you. And it's
Appreciate
like,
it.
because the police is not doing it for us. They're not. Like, you come into our neighborhood, we're not even scared of you no more. We're not. Like, what are you here for? Besides tell us turn the music down?
Yeah, because all respect is gone because of the situation. They don't respect the streets, and the streets definitely don't respect them anymore. So, I mean, yeah,
But Karen,
it's
listen,
gotten worse.
my thing I do, Karen, when I see the police out there and I see the drug dealers or the gangsters or whatever, I go have a conversation with the police, smile, do what I do, because I want the young people to know it's okay to talk to them.
That's right.
Because
That's right.
when Amir was around, he used to say, Dad, the cops. What you mean, the police officers? Yeah, like he had that feeling you didn't do nothing wrong. So why I didn't want my son to grow up think as soon as you see a police officer, he got like, oh snap, what's going on? What I do? Am I right? Am I straight? You don't need to act like that. I didn't raise you to be that way. They call police officers. I used to get mad when you say the cops. I'm like, they're police officers.
Me too. Yeah. Because
like,
to me, that's a form of disrespect.
Exactly. So that's what I do now. Like when I see them, I go up to, I speak to them. The guys, I'm looking over my shoulder. They looking at me, speak to them. I don't give a hell. They people.
That's right.
They're here to serve the protect.
That's right.
And not all of them are bad. You know what I mean?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. I do agree with that.
Yeah, but the situation is the older people got the young people thinking that they're bad, like from the jump, or the community or the parents got them all of a sudden, like, you know, they conditioned that way. And then we
But
just
you know, the one thing, if they would just teach them the one important key, it is so very hard to prove of a respectful person guilty. So very hard.
Exactly.
You know.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's hard as hell. If you are respectful the way you're supposed to be, that's gonna be hard to convince the judge that you did what they say you did.
But Ebony said we need more cops that come from where we from and can relate to our people.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah. That is true.
You know, Malcolm X said, he said, how is it that it's more cops in the Black communities, yet there's more crime? Wouldn't you think that if there's more cops there, they should be preventing said things from happening?
Yeah, exactly. But if you don't know the community, you don't know what's going on.
Right.
I had a theory that the person that's from that community, say if I was a cop, which I was going to be, I know my community. Now, my first thing be, y'all know you're a cop, right? Yeah, I am a cop. So you know not be doing that shit that you're doing. And won't you stop doing it? Like you pick cars in the neighborhood, you pick cops in the neighborhood. I done seen them young boys sell drugs right in front of the cops. And you know my question was, Sid? I said it to be smart. I said, so y'all here babysitting? And the police officer said, yep.
Right.
I'm like, oh, really? So you out here babysitting, but you can't catch somebody to get shot? Because if you ever noticed, my neighborhood right there said 3 people got killed and the cops was around.
Right. Maybe right there down the street.
Right there. They don't give us. Yeah, you tell them I ain't going into that. Like, you just here to sit down.
And Ebony also mentioned about, the authorities took the parents right away to discipline them. But yet, what you just said, they're right there and they see them doing wrong and know that it's going to get worse. But yet you've taken the parents right away to discipline them, to try to keep them out
Exactly.
of the streets like that. Because
Right.
they'll lock your ass up,
Exactly. That's the crazy part. And
Yeah.
my thing is, like, I'm so scared now for these young guys because the statistics is it used to be 18 to 21. Correct me if I'm wrong first. When we was in school, it was 21 to 25 that you can get a gun anywhere. Then it became 18 to 21, you can get a gun anywhere. Now these little mother effers got guns at 14. Young kids getting shot at 16. So I'm like, it starts with us though, man. I don't care what nobody says. It starts with the fathers, and then we need the mothers to help us out. If the father's not around, we need the grandfathers to help us out. You know what I'm saying? It's all about, I think it's all about maturity and people. It's okay to be sensitive. You don't got to be hardcore, man. Look at us. We ain't got to be in the street selling, gang banging, none of that.
Yeah, they all
What is
around,
it for?
around being fake gangsters and thinking they in a gang. But when something really go down, you by yourself.
That's what I'm
Or they
saying.
gonna
And it's like,
snitch, or they gonna snitch anyway. So,
yeah,
but I get what you're saying. Oh, we got to come together as a community.
yeah, man.
You know what I mean? And I got you. I do have a question. What do you want to see happen through this case? And also, do you have any words of inspiration to leave everybody that that was with us?
Well, the case with my son, I'm gonna tell everybody this is the first time I ever said this. My family, my household don't even know this. I just want to look this person in his eyes. I want to ask him two things. One is a simple question, why? Well, I'm sorry, three. One is, I'm gonna look into the camera when I say this because this is how I want to say it. Why? Did you know he was my son? And you saw me, you could have told me when I seen you 3 hours. Can you guys see me?
Yeah, we good.
3 hours before you killed my son. You seen me, I came up on you. I like you said, guys work in mysterious ways. I seen the fear in his eyes, but I didn't know it was fear for me.
Yeah.
That's the only thing is because, I would have came out of retirement or I would have talked to the guy. But the whole thing is, I'm trying to say to these young people that's watching, I had to drop on this guy. But it wasn't about that because I didn't know what was going on. Now, I would have pulled up to this guy and asked, what's up? What's going on between you and my son? He owe you? Or how much you lose? Like, I would have gave it to you because you was at this time, you was my man. You know what I'm saying? You was my man at this time. I would have gave you the money if it was that simple that, you know what I mean? Yo, man, your son got me for about $200, $300. All right, we can work something out. But my son being raised by a stand-up guy, he was a stand-up guy, so I guess he didn't want me in his business. And he was trying to handle himself. And that's all I would want to say to him. And, like, I don't even want to be there. After I say that, I want to leave. I don't want to know the verdict. I don't want to know nothing. I don't want nobody to say nothing to me. All I want to do is after I leave there, hug my other children, hug my godchildren, hug the other children that call me, that I was helped raising since they was little baby. But this is very serious, man. Like, I'll be still around this neighborhood. I still go to his grave. I still go to his little visual on the house. I'm trying to buy the house that they got the candles in front of. I still go there, say things to him. But one thing I don't want to keep y'all. One thing I used to do, and I'm glad I don't have to do it no more because I probably wouldn't be here talking to you guys. Since the passing, I used to go on that porch on Roundhorse Street every day before I go to North Philly looking for this creek. I used to rip off $1, $1. Anybody that knows me can tell you. I used to go on that porch, take $1 out of my pocket, rip the dollar up and spread it over the candles until I was gonna rip $1 up every day until we catch them, or I'm glad this is the past, everybody, until I catch them. So every day I would go to that porch any time of day and rip $1 up and spread it over his canvas. So y'all know
What
how
was the
much money
purpose
I
of
made.
that though? Well,
That's
we
because
don't know.
I
Tim
know
know,
it's
but we
hood.
don't know.
It's a little hood spirit. It's because that's what he died over.
Right.
Okay.
So I wanted to pay the guy out for what my son died over by sprinkling, ripping up $1 and put it over because it's only money.
Gotcha. Okay. I just want to, I mean, like I said, I didn't know,
Yeah.
but we are talking about the woman who was in the dark when we first came on. But I
Okay.
think, you know.
Yeah, but I really never talked about it. So it feels good to really actually talk about it because now the guy behind bars and he can't help nobody else.
That's
And
right.
the way, like I'm writing my little thing, like my little book from March to now. I got little things that I wrote down, and it was the devil's work, and I'm glad I didn't have to do the devil's work.
We glad too, bro.
And I'm
Thank
glad,
God for that.
yeah, and I'm glad he put Karen, am I saying this right? I'm glad he put apostles in my way, like calling Sid and Leon Judge and all the rest of my friends in that path, so I wouldn't go that way. Like I'm trying to say, like you guys helped me out to not go that way.
All right.
So y'all forever I'm forever indebted to thanking y'all. And Sid know how I feel. So that's the whole moral of the story is over money, over jealousy. You know.
Senseless.
Wow. Hey man, I say this, man. You're a real hero, bro, and to be able to tell the story, but to be the bigger man and and to live with that. So you know what? I don't even really sense any. I know that hurt you. I can understand that, but I don't really sense any like revenge. It's like, you know what? We'll deal with this when we deal with it, and let it be God's will. And I think that's what the real champion and the hero, that's what it's all about, bro. And I salute you for that, for real.
I'm glad it came at this time.
I got you.
I was up there all black, Judge. I ain't gonna lie. I was up there all black.
You. I would have been there with you, I know.
And them nights that T brought me to his house to do the battles.
Right.
That's the night that I didn't go. So that could have been a night that I catch this guy.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So T said, aka Playboy, aka One of One. I take my head off to you. My fault. I'm getting all yelly since I take my head off to you, and I take my head off to Judge, B, Darnell, everybody, even Roro. I'm her biggest fan, and I take my head off to her. But yeah, this story is crazy, man.
Yeah, man. Well, man, we want to get you back up here, man, because just the knowledge and the wisdom and the patience and the love that you have within your spirit, bro. Like, we got to share that. So we're gonna have a show. And if everybody don't know, when we do the versus battle, when T do it, always he's the MC, he's the master of the ceremony. You know what I'm saying? T the DJ. So that's a big up to O for that as well. He does a great job, man. And
I appreciate that. I got to let him know what T do in the back, boy. He be sweating.
Yeah, he do.
Like
Maurice, I have to tell you, Kalina Cherie said, so senseless, you are a very strong man. And Angelia Bell Willis said, prayers for you and your family.
Thank you.
And Ebony said, God sent his soldiers to intervene on your behalf.
Yes.
Now you have an angel watching over you.
Yes.
And he will lead you in the way you need to go.
Yes,
definitely. Thank you, guys.
I think we need to get you up here a little bit more often, bro. You know what I'm saying? If it's in your schedule, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm working on the 730 Movement album. So in time, yeah, I definitely. Whenever Sid need me, he know I'm there.
Right.
That's a lot.
So, you know what I'm saying? So whenever he need me, I'm there. I can make time.
That's what it is, man. Well, I'm gonna let T sign you out.
Okay.
But I just want to let you know, man, I love you, man, as a brother and as a
Appreciate
father,
that.
man, as a true stand-up guy, bro. So keep your head up. You know I'm only a phone call away if you need me, bro.
Yeah, I'll be down there
Yeah,
shortly.
throw
You
them
know.
hearts up.
Right.
We,
Thanks for coming through and sharing your story. And you already know we not like the new kids. We
Yeah.
stick together for real.
Exactly. We stick together for real.
Right.
All right. I'd like to get my shout out real fast, Sid.
yes,
Is that okay?
sir.
I'd like to get a shout out to Ali and Junebug and Sid. Like, I love y'all cats, man. Y'all was there. Like, y'all really was there. Y'all held me together, and I appreciate that. And I'm a little sensitive, and Ali don't like that. But yo, bro, I prayers with him too because he lost his son too. So he, like somebody said earlier in the interview about they don't know what it feels like, but he definitely knows what it feels like. And I just want to give a shout out to him. Yeah, love you, man. Thank you, Karen.
Right.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for
Sid,
coming,
Absolutely.
Maurice.
no problem. Sid, I holler at you. And I'm gonna go back to making the 7:30 album. And I'll talk to y'all later.
All right. Thanks a lot,
All right.
O. Hey,
No
y'all throw
problem.
them hearts up,
Stay
man.
encouraged.
Hey, yo, everybody throw those hearts up, man. Show O some love, yo.
Yeah,
Really
no,
appreciate
that's
it.
the applause for him. Great.
Hey, not O-A-T. Is that the same Ali that used to live on your block on Redfield?
Yeah.
Man, I hope he up here.